All right, welcome back. We're starting to wrap up our conversation on the mining sector. And I just want to get one more question from the floor, and then we'll start to close things up here. Monk Mlangen is on table number 7. Your question?
Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone. My question is very simple. It's directed to the Deputy President. Deputy President, you spoke about education in the mining sector. I just want a clarity. I just want to understand the role of NUM in the mining sector in making sure that illiteracy is being eradicated so that we can capacitate members after they are out of the industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Deputy President.
Yes, thank you very much. As NUM, we are the first to advocate for adult education in the mining industry. And I can say here that there are some people that came to the mining without having even standard 1 that have gone through ABET, and they are now artisans. It was NUM that started that, and we have been urging the mine to start engineering trainings. At Val Reefs, we have an engineering, the big engineering training, which takes people from the townships come and train. And as NUM, we are also urging mines to open bursaries for people to study. We have our own bursary, JB Max bursary, which is a trade union bursary, and we have produced many professionals through that bursary. It's running very well, so we advocate education and training. And we are not satisfied with the kind of training and development that the mining industry is giving to the employees. We think that the employees should be trained in such a way that when there's retrenchment, there's no problem, they are employable from outside the mining industry. And that is what we are fighting for.
Okay, just before we get to the rivalry, because that's going to be my next question to you. It's Women's Month, and there's an issue about women in mining. They're not properly represented. And that the few that are, sometimes they don't feel safe underground. Can you address those two issues? Who's responsible for getting the numbers right in terms of getting women into mining, and also the safety of some of our women miners?
Well, in terms of 10% of women in mining, because it was also a demand of NUM from the beginning, we are the ones who have put for that, and it was put in the mining charter. There are some mines that have complied on that one. I want to be clear, of recruiting women to make it 10%. There are some that have not complied, but we are worried again about the issue of intimidation of women underground, especially in the Rustenburg area. We know that more than 3 women have been killed in the mining industry. We have advocated for health and safety underground, and also a kind of a cordial relationship between the females and the males underground. We are running that campaign vigorously to make sure that our women are very safe in the mining industry. Our worry is where you found African women only being hired to perform manual work underground, and they are not given chance for being trained to occupy strategic positions in the industry. But we are fighting for that. Some women have already been.
So are white women getting a better break? You said black women are being given manual jobs. Are white women being treated better?
Yeah, they are treated differently, because you go there at the mining industry, you will find that women are only in the offices, and those who go underground, they are doing artisan job and so on. Okay. Those who are doing manual work, there is only African women. Yeah.
This rivalry between the unions, are they their own worst enemy?
To some extent, yes, because where the common goal has to be fighting for better wages, but also improving the living conditions of their members. Somehow they are caught in a turbulence of leadership, fight over leadership, but also fight over significance and power, because it is truly about power and ambition. And when when ambitions of men are not managed, they tend to spill over to their overall members in the ground. And therein lies the challenge and perhaps the short-sightedness as we have seen unfolding within the Federation. And it would be again an ostrich in the sand approach to deny that there are problems within the labor and itself, that for the time being, they seem to be caught up in their own battle. And that in turn affects what he had just spoke about women in mining, but not just that women in mining, but women that are around mining communities, because remember that the mining operates in communities. Those communities, often in South Africa, we have child-headed household, but also we have women being the one that's greatly affected in terms of unemployment and economy. And we see that in mining communities, they are still, even outside mining, within those mining communities, women are still the one who are affected by mining activities, be it that their husband leaves home to come and work in other areas for mining. So there is the challenge. But another aspect that I want to tackle, and perhaps that will answer the question at table 7 about what is happening with training and education and upskilling of workers. Sadly, South Africa is lagging behind its counterparts when it comes to workplace training. And there seems to be a resistance, not just in mining industry, but in South Africa, workplace collectively resistant of training people, where South Africa, we are at 3%, and our counterparts, that is, those are on the same economic scale as us, are at 5%. So there is a resistance to that of wanting to train people because it would mean upskilling them. And we have seen with the reports that says South Africa's employment workplace, it is still dominated by white male. Okay. Black women are still left behind. It is because of the imbalances in education, but also the lack of skills that cannot remove people from a lower scale to a level up. And therein lies the challenge. It's not just uniquely to mining, but the overall economy.
All right, okay. In 20 seconds, Clive, if you can, if we don't fix this negotiations in terms of the gold sector, AMCU have already said we're not taking the money. I think some new members have said we're not interested. What will happen? What are the consequences that we need to really take on board as they discuss in Pretoria today?
Yeah, so we're finding it very difficult. And I know that the business as well will say it is very difficult to see falling prices of gold to renegotiate. But, proper planning would have easily have prevented a situation like this had it been done and implemented appropriately. My fear on the mining sector in South Africa is we're going to sit back here, it's going to be 30 years later, and little would have happened to change the winds of change that need to happen so that people benefit fully from the resources that we have in this country. Not just South Africa, but the African continent. We need to start taking ourselves more seriously. We need our governments to be more proactive and stop coming after a problem and try to sort it out. We need to implement strategies that will change the world's view of what Africa is all about, because at the moment we are being looked at as a laughingstock, because they're like, oh, they've got their governments, they've got their democracies, but what are they doing about it? We're putting ourselves in a very dire situation.
All right, unfortunately, as always happens, we run out of time very quickly, but I just want to say thank you very much indeed to my guests. Mamokgethi Molopyane, thank you very much indeed. Deputy President Joseph Montisetse, congratulations on your appointment. I wish you luck in the year ahead, and particularly these coming months. And to you, Clive Ramathibela Smith, thank you so much indeed for your thoughts. To you at home, thank you so much indeed for being part of this conversation, and we'll see you at the next one. And don't forget, it's Women's Month, so please help the women around the house. Do what you need to do to make it a good month for women generally. And to our audience here, have a great day, everybody. See ya. Bye-bye.